Hello and welcome back on Bebodrome. This is Captain of Industry. I would love to lie to you that we're gonna get trains today, but to be honest, that ain't gonna happen because our population is not going the direction I need it to. Our copper is out, electronic components are stagnant, the rest is kind of okay, but I'm starting to get a little worried about coal not really going above the 1,000 mark. So there's stuff to do. What's my plan? What do I want to do here? It is relatively simple. The first thing that I would like to do is upgrade my population growth. We're doing okay over here. We're not doing okay over here. And as far as I know, there's nothing we can do. Ooh, there's a shredder. Cool. Turns wood into wood chips. What do you do? What do you do with wood chips? Wood chips with some water can be done here. Ooh, this is a coal alternative for my boiler. I don't hate that. What's this? Chemical plant takes wood chips and this into... What do you do with paper? The assembly 3 needs lab equipment to get new research. Interesting, very interesting. Cool. Already distracted. Isn't that wonderful? Yes, it kind of is. Don't need a shredder. We could burn some stuff here. What's that? That's just regular waste. It turns it into air pollution. But I do wonder, having these piles of junk sitting over here, if that is causing us issues for the city. Let's look at it. So population overview, is that what we want? Yes, that's what we wanted. Unity, research, message, what the heck? So much stuff. Negative, no, that's population and unity, dumping waste. Yes. Okay. Your population produces waste that needs to be collected to maintain healthy conditions in your settlement. Build a waste collection and attach it to your settlement will automatically store waste, generate settlement. Set up dumping designations anywhere on your island. Your trucks will automatically dump stuff there. Note the amount of general waste your population produces depends on the amount supply they get and whether they recycle or not. Interesting. This feels like this is supposed to just happen, where you just start burning waste instead of the other stuff. But I am a little worried about the amount of waste not the amount of waste, but the amount of air pollution that would produce, because it's really half of that. Okay. Diesel generator right there. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff sitting over here. There's the burner solid that produces a bunch of this stuff. But we only produce... I was curious if there's an air purification system of some sorts. Don't see one yet, but what I would like to see is there any statistic? Air pollution, landfill pollution. There we go. This is the one that I needed to look at. Water pollution. Okay. Water pollution. These sound bad. Our health is still +2. But where's our negative? We are at 1.5 unity. Yes, we see that. We're technically at 2 health. But it's we're at -0.3. So this is moving around a little bit depending how much water we get. So I have to reduce this. Okay, landfill pollution. If I would take the landfill out of the water and burn it instead, what should I expect? Air pollution, yeah, landfill pollution, I would like to turn down air pollution a little bit. Vehicle pollution is not going to be much happening there, but maybe health? No, health is not really helping us. I'm doing this real time, but it's more for curiosity. So, population has a health value. When health is positive, the population grows and provides bonus unity. Great, we're not growing. Positive effect, you can increase your population's health by providing them with a variety of food, water, and health care. Okay. Negative effects, population health decreases if you emit pollution, air, or water. Pollution is on your island is global, so moving smokestacks further away from your settlement won't help. Thank you for saying that in the tips. It's a good idea to keep your eye on how much pollution you emit. When something emits pollution, it displays on the right side of the UI recipe as it's shown over here. Yes, we know that. Your population can suffer from disease. Some disease come and go on their own. It's not possible to completely prevent them. However, providing healthcare can significantly reduce their negative impact. Great. I don't think we have this yet. But I do think that we can probably reduce the amount of landfill waste that we have. That will increase our air pollution for a little while, but I'm not terribly scared about that. So let's get a solid burner going. What is that? What is that? Chicken? What is that? I seriously don't know. What is that icon? I would like to know. Maybe I don't want to know. Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer for. But I think we're just going to plop this one in here. You're kind of just going to connect to that. And then, what is this? This is a normal connect. I don't know what that is, though. I seriously don't. But I do want trucks to drop off stuff here, too. So let's spend a little bit of this. So waste can just get burned there, and we no longer have to do anything else with that. I would like this to just start burning stuff right away. No recipe selected. Got it. Just waste. Thank you very much. The only one that produces waste is the settlement, I think, at this point. How's water doing? We're good on water. Great. So yeah, you waste, you're burning that, and you can burn 18 units. How much are we producing? We are producing currently... You tell me? You do not tell me. There's negative 0.2, and we have lost a couple workers. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm trying to prevent. I do understand that I can probably get us a little more bonus with some extra food, and I want to get to that. You should probably get to that first. Okay, let's up our food production thing. Okay, talk to you. What food can you provide? We could provide all of these, so bread and corn are the two things that we could get right now. We don't want this yet. We just want another farm that can produce corn. I'm okay with... do I need another farm? We have 2,600 potatoes. I think we're okay on potatoes right now. So this one just gets turned into corn and veggies. I'm assuming... That's a stupid idea because this one doesn't actually have a sorter. The other one does have a sorter. Okay, so leave those two alone. Make the change over here because this one we can corn. Okay, corn has to go into these big ones, doesn't it? Probably. Most probably. If I talk to you, corn is a thing that goes in there. Got it. Yes, I would like to produce some corn, but I don't want to go too crazy on all of that setup. So honestly, part of me thinks, why don't you just expand your production to over here? I don't hate that idea, which is why we're doing that. Cool. Plop you down somewhere, and I'm actually going to be clever-esque and reuse the water setup that we already have built right here. There's no deposit of water, that's fine. Unpause. We have that water connection, that's great. We don't have fertilizer coming in yet, that's not the end of the world. But we are getting water from this thing. You may have noticed that there's not a lot of water coming through here. Okay, why is there not a lot of water? Because this guy can only produce so much, and if we look at L, there's not that much water sitting here. Okay. Do you have to feed into these guys just a little bit? I think that could be helpful. So let's get a quick transporter, put a pipe from somewhere over here. You want to go from there? Sure. Put a pipe from there and connect you to here. So your output is correct. And then this one, I don't know that we need this to be a level 2 pipe, so we're just going to leave that alone. But I need some more water here because we're already not producing enough. So that's 1. 2 would be, we no longer need this. I know that I want corn. Okay, what is the second thing that you wanted? The other thing that I wanted to provide these guys was bread. Okay, to get bread, you need to get flour for a baking unit. And to get flour, you need wheat. And to get wheat, you obviously need another farm. So I think I'm going to do 2 for corn and 2 for wheat. And I just have them alternate in between each other unless that doesn't really work that way. Let's see here. Corn takes 12%. Wheat takes 10.5%. Wheat is the same as potato. Corn is a lot more... Corn is the most intense, so what I probably have to do... No, I think once I get fertilizer going, we may be okay. Sure. Alright, so just set up 2 here that kind of do the same thing. You will have to run another water pipe all the way out there, but I don't think that's going to stop you from what you're trying to do here, is it? Not really. The only thing I need to figure out is bread can be stored here. Great. But grain cannot be stored there. No, wheat, not grain. It's wheat. Okay. If that's what you want to do, and you want to share both of those, then you probably have to redo this no matter what you're doing. And it's probably not a bad idea to just have a combined storage sitting out here. Okay, I don't hate that, so that's what we're going to do. Yes, I'm pausing. Do you need to pause, or can you just continue? I don't want to continue because we are low on workers as it is. So yeah, I don't want to go crazy. Your output is full and you are the one that is, why does anyone need to go here? There's nothing for anyone to do. Oh, because of iron scrap, because of the recipe that I gave you. Got it. If you just want to be that recipe guy and this one can just turn off this recipe, then that is totally fine. Also, if you want to make that your primary recipe, that is probably fine. Either way, where am I going to save a little bit of workers? We can save some workers right here, probably there, and then we at least don't run out of like the things that we need. Okay, you're still getting water from here. That is fine. If you're going to set up 4 here anyways, is there any benefit of using the wide open space that you have here? No, honestly, I'm okay with the resource just being collected in the middle, and we're just going to run another water pipe around the outside. Okay, just run at half speed, and we should be fine with that. You need storage, otherwise this is never going to work. And how much storage do you want? I need to be able to store a couple harvests. So how about we say 3, that's 600, 800, about 800. Sure, that's a number that you just made up, and you're just going to see if that is good enough for what you want to do. That is accurate. Okay, so that's our storage. Great. I need a simple U-shaped balancer. Doesn't have to be anything difficult here. All we need to do is make sure that all of our guys can actually connect to this. So U-shape goes in there, U-shape goes in there, and then the same U-shape is going to go on the other side where they're going to connect the rest of the thing. Do you need to wager whether you want some connectivity here for the vehicles? Yes, I do. I want some connectivity for the vehicles here, so we're going to get the pipes in last. I will leave a small, what's it called? Alleyway right in the middle here. Yep, that should be fine. F, just flip it around and give you 3 spots. I think that looks good. And then I think I'm on the correct level, that this is actually opposite of everything. Yeah, they have a little bit of room right there. That should be good. So what I wanted to do was a U-shaped balancer. I still want this to work exactly the same way. I just wanted to give myself a chance to have a conveyor belt being able to go up. That's really what this is all about. So you go there, that looks good. Do you just want to share the conveyor belts, or do you want to give each of them their own? I want to give each of them their own. 1, 2, 3. This feels okay. I just want some space to go underneath it, and then that was already too long. That's all right. There you go. I just need that corner to kind of happen. Now we could argue this one can potentially just connect into that thing. Or there. Let's see. If you go here, you're probably going to be sad. Yes. Is there a bridge that you can run over this that would kind of solve the problem that you're trying to create here? Maybe. I don't want to build this. I know it was just about to be built, but that wasn't going to help me. I need a skinny bridge. Is this a skinny bridge? No, this is a really tall, long bridge. And I think it will definitely block the stuff that we have potentially available here. Yeah, especially if you want to use more of those. Okay, so that's not going to work. Medium, small ramp just looks like this, and this really... Well, if that red ramp goes away, maybe this is going to be more doable. Don't like any of this. Level crossing entrance and exit. Don't like those. Don't like the vehicle depot. No, I think it makes enough sense that all of these just run the same conveyors, and we're just going to have 2 conveyors connecting to all of this stuff. Actually, ooh, I have idea. Okay, ideas are dangerous, but that's okay. If I look at my transports and I talk to you, and you just connect to this guy eventually, and you want to give yourself a little bit of room. Why is the room here? That room is so that these middle conveyors can actually connect to something. They need to at least go up here so we can get some fertilizer in there. And I'm just going to do this to remind myself that that is the thing that I still have to worry about. Cool. So that one's kind of connected there. Great. The corn and grain gallery, if you don't mind, also coming out about 3 for the same conveyor belt. Then 1, 2, 3 kind of go up. Maybe a 2? No, it doesn't really like the 2. You can kind of go here or here, and then you don't want to do anything there. That's interesting. Do you not even want to turn around from here? Yes, you do. Okay. That's kind of what I wanted. I want you to go all the way to here, and then that is not big enough to let anyone go through. Okay, if that is not big enough, you really just have to kind of wiggle all the way over here and then come down. Let's just pretend that this will work. It's not going to let excavators through, and I think you have an easy chance of actually making this big enough for excavators, so let's take this back. Probably up to here. Then go up. Excuse me, game. There you go. E, just to go up again. What are you... Not doing what I wanted it to. Let's try this then. Okay. I know this is a little painful to watch, but it's okay. 1, 2, 3. Level 3 is all I wanted. Great. You go there, and then you go across. Nope, you go across here. Press R to not allow that connection. I don't like that pillar that was really in the way. So this should allow us to get the connections that we want, and then R again to unsnap. And are you gonna make the connection there or no? You're not gonna connect there. Got it. If you go there, can you get a connection down here? You don't want to connect to exactly the thing that I want you to connect to. I know that this is a lot of extra conveyor beltage that I don't really need, potentially, if everything else just kind of works. But I would like to have the trucks, give the trucks a chance to do the thing that I want them to do. This looks fine, and then the fertilizer can just go further up the road here, and when we need it, we'll just make that happen. But this feels good. This is not a sorter, sir. True, but it's a combination wheel that gives you priorities. That's exactly not what you needed. You needed a U-shaped sorter. All right, well, you can just do it here, I guess. You need 2 sorters to sort this right. Well, you're only going to produce 2 things, so you don't need 2 sorters. You can just do this with 1 sorter. I only need 1 sorter. It's fine. You go there, you go there. One side is going to allow corn, the other side is going to allow crops. And we'll be fine. And that can all be stored in here. Cool. Everyone happy so far? Yes, you are producing the wrong stuff because we didn't want potatoes. Great. What are we doing here? We're going to do corn, we're going to do green manure, we're going to do wheat, and we're going to do green manure. Great. I kind of want to do the same thing, but on the opposite schedule. So, well, do we want opposite schedule? Yes, we want kind of an alternate setting. So that one's going to be here. No, that one's going to be here. We're going to talk to this guy. You're currently green. I want you to go to the next green. That looks better. And then we're going to copy that over to here. Talk to you, and you're also going to go to the next green. That should be okay. Where are you? No, you're okay. That's not going to work because then you have to go to corn. You have to go to corn. And now we are wheat. There you go. Corn, and they should produce alternating ratios here. I don't want to produce you at all. So I wouldn't mind a quick remove on here, although you are producing way too much right now. I don't like that. You just have a couple more units to go through here. That's okay. We're just going to remove them from... Honestly, if they want to go into this storage, that's fine. They can be there. You still need water out here. Got it. Thank you for reminding me, because I definitely already forgot. You need storage, because storage makes your life a little easier. You need a pipe. Okay, you want the outside pipe or the inside pipe? I think for the water pipe, the inside pipe is totally appropriate because it can make much sharper turns. Then you would go all the way over here. Esque. Over here. Yes. Here, and then you go 1, 2, 3. Where do you want to go up? You're just gonna go right over all of this. It appears that Bebo Joe placed those about 1 square too far away from where you actually wanted it. That's okay. I will survive. And so will you. Trust me. We'll go here, and I want to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3. Just to allow my friends to actually get the connections that they want. And then you can just come back here so trucks can just drive through there. With that in mind, I would think that this pipe does need to be upgraded to a level 2, because we already don't have enough water sitting here. And a level 2 should make that more possible. Although, it is 4 units here, it's 4 units here. The water pumpage over here is full. That guy's probably not producing enough, so this one has to at least be a level 2. And then we can see if we see any increase in water on that side. Okay, with that in mind, I'm pretty sure that this guy also has... Nope, that's not what I'm clicking on. I'm clicking on this. This guy also has to be a level 2 pipe. Thank you very much. And this one will just store water once the first drop of water actually arrives here. We have a little bit of blue coming through there. That should all be a-okay. There's some potatoes standing here. Got it. You don't like to be connected that way. Also got it. All right, with that in mind, we're going to get rid of the sorter. And this one can probably stay there, and this one can also stay there. We just have to connect them in between, but that should be fine. If we look at our transport options, you would go there, and you, honestly, it's just, nope, stop doing it. Need loose, needs U-shaped connector, and you would go there. You also don't like to connect that way. Got it. How do you want to connect? We'll take this one back like 1, maybe 2. Let's see if we can make that happen. Yeah, just remove it. I just want to build it. Now you want to connect. Okay. Are you all happy? Or was there a different problem that I needed to solve, and I solved the wrong one again as usual? Nope, we're good. Okay, potatoes go in there. Some corn comes out here. That's fine. And grain goes in there. Yeah, that's a little awkward because we do want to remove all of this stuff for right now. Game's just like, yeah, you're doing something funky here. Stop doing those things. I actually want to remove just the potatoes. We're going to spend a little bit of money on that, but that's okay. Quick remove all of those. I don't want any potatoes in here. How are there still so many? I don't understand. I think, but this one's almost done. Remove those. Couple more potatoes. Okay, corn is going through there. We have some grain sitting through on this side. Just a few more potatoes. Come on. I can do this. I did the same thing with copper earlier. Copper is still low. Electronics are also going low. So pay attention. Excellent. I want you to go. Get all of that out of here. Can I just remove this? No, because they're just replenishing that with randomness, which is not helpful, but this is supposed to be wheat. This can be potatoes until you actually empty. Someone just picked up a couple. Great. Negative 18 workers. Wonderful. We should be seeing some corn coming in here in just a minute, so I think it is time that we expand our deliveries just a tiny bit. And I'm not even going to mess with anything transportation-wise because we already know that that's not really going to work. You're going to go in there, right? Yes, you're going to go in there. This one is going to be for corn, and this one is going to be for corn. Great. Yes, you can start building this. The other one can stay there for a little while longer. if that is necessary. Negative 18 workers really doesn't feel good, but I think the game can figure out where I don't want workers right now. 12 workers here. Yeah, do we really need all that research? Oh, here, there's a cheap way, well, cheap-ish way to get a couple workers out if I spend a little bit of Unity on them, but we do have the Unity, so I may as well do this for right now. We did upgrade this with a friendly ship. My ship is upgraded, so I may as well just go. I'm assuming because I have armor upgrades and the weapon upgrades that I can probably fight any of the pirate ships that are out there. Maybe a bad assumption, maybe a right assumption, hard to tell. But at least we got a couple workers in. Great. You're bringing veggies out here. That's nice. Corn will dry out due to lack of water. Don't like that. What are we supposed to do with you? You are not quite splitting. Corn is supposed to go over there, but grain is not really feeding into this because... What are you doing? No, I don't want potatoes. Give me wheat. Okay. And wheat is supposed to end up here. Please and thank you. Okay. I think something is wrong with all of this, so we're gonna do that. Okay. Now it feeds all the way through, and the corn on this side is doing the corn thing that's supposed to be happening on that side. That feels good. You are waiting for water or rain, which means you don't have enough water. Okay, a little bit of sprinkles is coming in there. And oh, reserve is low. Okay, so we are, no matter what we're doing, we are running out of water out here. That is not good because this is also water for the settlement, and we don't really want to run out of that no matter what happens. So, okay. If we are assuming that we're at least getting some veggies or some more corn delivered to people, ship in battle should be okay, I think. I don't think there's an animation for this. Nope, it's just boom, 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 and boom. We'll be okay. Great. What are you doing? Waiting for water. Okay. Having drought. Corn loss due to lack of water. Do not like that. These are both relatively empty. That's not super great. I also know that we're not really producing all that much water over here. Like, it's doing a little bit, but I guess now that I have a bigger pipe on there, it's doing a little better, but not as much as I would like to see. So let's set up a water production somewhere in the area. How do you feel about that? I feel good about that. Okay, we're gonna collect water from probably out here. Slow down. We have some electronics at least still sitting here. Is there an obvious problem that I have to solve with you guys? We're getting stuff in. Okay. There's nothing on the top layer. That is on purpose. And copper, we don't make enough copper for this to actually work. Interesting. I think we just researched a thing that gives us some copper refinement. So let's go look at smelting. Look at copper electrolysis. We could use some acid or water. I don't want to use water, but we could use some acid to produce more of these because this metal caster, I'm guessing, is just a little too slow. Yes, we can spend some Unity on it, but that's not really going to help us all that much. Also, we're out of coal again. Why? Why are you out of coal? Because you don't have large enough vehicles to handle this. We have all the coal that we need. We just don't have enough vehicles to bring the coal over here. So give me a couple more vehicles that run through more coal, and with that we should be able to do the thing that I want to do. We're low on workers again. Yes, we have to increase our numbers. Otherwise it's just not going to work. What do we have? Population is that. Workers is this. Irrigated farm is that. Oh, it's just the spread on where they actually all hang out. Population growth is just negative. Yeah, just barely negative, but it is negative. We are providing food. I would have expected them to give us enough food, but they don't really. Also, our water is also low on this one. Also, it is low on this one. Great. Wonderful. Does that mean, yeah, water is kind of just tapped out on this side. So what we're probably gonna, what I probably can do is get a cheeky little connection in here too close for that pipe to do something, and there you go. Now we have more than enough water going to that pipe. This water well is actually running. No, you have to create water, and you have to hope that you find the workers that you need to make this happen. True. Not waste. Yes, water extraction. Seawater pump is really the only thing that we can do here. We can evaporate some brine and get... What can we get out of this? We already have 2 ponds, evaporation pond. We could take seawater and turn it into just brine. Or salt. Or turn brine into... Oh, this is nice. So if I turn... all the brine that I get, I can turn into salt. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with salt. I hope I'm going to feed it to someone. But that's neat. We're not going to get a high steam and turn it into water. Low steam, however, we can turn into water. Let's start with that. We are on speed 1, so I hope this is all going to work out. We just got a couple extra workers, so that should all be good. And let's look at what we have going on here. So you produce high steam. Great. You produce no steam. You just produce some sour water, and I don't think I can get anything out of that. You produce nothing. Okay. These turbines, you produce low steam, and currently we're steaming that out into this. Obviously that's stupid, so let's make a cooling tower. How much steam are we getting out of this? You have 24, which means you have 24. You can handle 24, so guess how many cooling towers we will require. Great, you did math. Yeah, we're just gonna run this one over here. And the other one will honestly just connect. I don't hate if you want to connect here, but no, this is fine. Get me... I was almost silly enough to disconnect stuff before I was ready to do this, but then I realized that would be really stupid. So you go there, and you will also go there. Pipes are easy to run through. Cool. Get those towers built, please and thank you. How much unity do we have? 111. Yeah, I'm not worried about spending a little bit of money on these guys. 21 units also means that we can use the small water pipes, which is excellent. All of that is nice and built. You are ready to go, and we shouldn't have any disruption of service here if we just rip those through, because as you can see, the steam towers are already doing their thing. Great. Any water is a good thing if we can recover it. So this is more a closed cycle and will consume less water. Great. Number 1. I don't think I have any other things that actually produce low steam, but we are low on fuel. That's also scary. Yes, what are you doing? We are full here. We're full there. We have some coal sitting there. I'm not quite sure why we are low on fuel, but it looks like we are low on steel, and I don't like it. But at least this is working again, so that's good. Population growth. Currently we're at 0 at least, which is not as bad as the other thing, but we are not really filling this up yet, so how about you fill that up? You have some corn in store. That's nice. Don't actually need you to deliver anything to that guy because the other one is more important. 9 workers in stock. Okay, that's a weird way to talk about that, but that's fine. Let's do something with the wheat. So we get the wheat from the farm. We need to mill the wheat into stuff and animal feed. Okay? Built one of these guys, please and thank you. How many of these do I need? I have absolutely zero idea how many we need. Also, look at that. A friend requires water. Isn't that lovely? No, it is not lovely. That's the answer. In case you're curious. Okay, well, let's just set them up and see how this goes. So you would feed into there. Actually, I want you to go straight, and we'll see what happens. Animal feed comes out of this. What do you do with that? I have no idea. If we tell you that I want to turn this into into flour mostly, what do we do with animal feed? Animal feed consumption is we can put it in the burner. Ooh, we can put it in the boiler. I like that. I like that a lot. It requires a lot of animal feed, which I don't like, so it's probably just going to go straight in the burner. But that produces pollution. Pollution, bad. Boiler steam, good. Okay. Where can I put another boiler? 35 minutes already. Yeah, this is trying to be methodical here, okay? It's okay. Okay, good. What I want to do? Oh, boiler. I would like to feed the boiler with mush or animal feed. Okay, something I think you can potentially... I don't want to try it here. I don't want to try it from a power generation. I think power generation can... what? You? What is happening? What? Oh, we are full on water here. That's an interesting problem to have. But I like it. I like it a lot. You have too much water currently going in here, so that storage needs a friend. I don't know what I'm going to do with this storage yet because our terrain is still being adjusted. But how about we just start here and put all of your extra water to good use pretty much right away. Collision with terrain. Don't try to build there. I mean, seriously, what's your problem? The trucks will have to drive a little longer here. Honestly, I think they can fit on the other side. Build you, build, and the rest can be built later because we shouldn't have all that much water. You should be able to feed anything you want into the cooling towers. This is great. And then I want this one to be effectively kept empty by trucks. Anything that's going in here, bring it anywhere else. I don't care where you bring in it, but bring it anywhere else. That's important. What is this? Receive belts, pipes only if below 200. Yeah, that's fine. Just, oh gosh, that one is filling up really fast. This is a lot of water coming in. That is good news. Very good news, actually. Let's just build these here really quick so this can just go through, because if this one just wants to stay full most of the time, that is a good thing, which makes me think we should do the same thing with the low pressure. No, that's smog that comes out of this. You're producing steam and exhaust from there, and then we did say that we didn't have low steam coming out of here anywhere. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, those cooling towers will produce a bunch of water. Where are you bringing it? Maybe that's a question. Okay, that's a good location. That's a farm. I want this to go to farms. That is great. How about someone helps fill this one up and someone helps fill this one up? There's actually a little bit of water in here. That's exciting. Okay, so they can go through there. You are probably starting to complain that your output is full for both of them. Okay, that we can work with. Let's slow down. We need to do this next time. I'm trying to keep the episodes at a reasonable pace, and right now we're going a little over what I actually had planned in the beginning. So this is fine. We have some water sitting here. That's exciting. I think the groundwater actually gets refilled every time it rains, so I'm expecting a little bit of water to be in the pumps that are over here. There are way too many pumps sitting right here, but if we can keep those water tanks semi-filled with the cooling towers that are sitting over here, I will be very excited. We still need more than this. I'm not trying to build these rainwater harvesters too many more times because they're really not that efficient. But we do have to do something with the flour and turn that into bread, and hopefully that will help our population growth more often than not. Also, I wouldn't mind getting rid of the waste stuff over here. Where are you going? Oh, this is not just waste, this is other things too. How are we going to sort out the waste? That's a great question. There should be no more... Oh, no, we cannot pick up waste, but we can drop other stuff. Okay, I think I know what to do here with the excavators that we need. Awesome. We'll be back. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.